Thank you for tuning in. This is 101.5 KZKA FM, home of the Wolves, here at Los Angeles Academy of Arts and Enterprises. This is an interview made by students for the Los Angeles community to showcase local artists, musicians, politicians, and local creatives. Please enjoy.
Hello, thank you for listening to 101.5 KZKFM. You are listening to our show Meet Your Community. Today we have our very own in-house DJ driver. Can you tell us a bit about yourself?
Yes, good morning. Yeah, a little bit. Okay, I'm 31 years of age. I have been making music since I was probably like 15. I stopped making music because I got into cars and sports. And I got in a bad accident in cars. And I directed myself back into music in 2010. And since then, I've been going all in this. And also, I have my own business running facilitating transformational trainings, helping people evolve mentally. I love to run. I'm athletic. I like avocados, and I love breakfast foods.
Who introduced you into music?
I would have to say is my mom. Growing up, my dad's not much of a music listener. He doesn't have CDs or anything like that when we grew up. And the only time I ever heard music was when my mom was cleaning. So it was like cumbias and merengue and some salsa music. And then she actually introduced me to classical music, which gave me the idea or the gift or the vision forward to that I want to do that. I was like, oh, that's amazing. I want to do what they do.
Um, who motivated you to be a DJ?
I would have to say it's Tiesto.
Who inspires you to make music?
To make music. Again, Tiesto was one of my favorite DJs. He makes trance back in the day. And the way he mixes, the way he produces, that's definitely who got me started. And right now it's a collective, honestly. And I actually I say privileged or grateful enough that I have friends that actually inspire me to because they make awesome music and they pull me forward to make something awesome as well.
Was music a big part of your upbringing?
I wouldn't say a big part. Uh, I would say up until the age of 11 or 10, that's when I started really. But in the first early years from 0 to 10 years old, music wasn't actually. If I really I didn't listen to music. We didn't. Music wasn't a big thing. It was just something my mom listened to. So after the age 11, that's when I started. I got into band. I learned the clarinet, and then I started learning softwares, and then hip hop came and crunk music and all these styles, and I started discovering what's out there in the world. And then I discovered electronic music, and that's when my mind just blew up, and I was like, whoa, what is this?
Right.
Which famous musician do you admire besides DJs?
Musicians. Oh, okay. Philip Glass. I know I'm drawing blank on a lot of musicians right now. But I'm into a lot of flamenco music, and I just their guitar skills are. I can't tell you a name specifically. I have to look it up, but flamenco artists, mis respetos.
Who is your favorite DJ?
DJ at the moment. Okay, Kink. His name is Kink. That dude gets down.
type of music do you like?
Right now, what I listen to on my own time, besides what I make, is always, always go back to cumbias. That's like no matter because oftentimes I'm sure plenty of you change from genres. Like I'm not feeling hip hop right now. I'm not feeling rap. I'm feeling this. But I always go back to cumbias, and recently I've discovered a new genre, which is a little bit of cumbias and like house music blended in, and they do a great job because they have a way of fusing everything without taking from the roots of what cumbia is. So it's not like a big jump. So that's definitely one of my favorite genres.
What type of music did you like to listen to growing up?
Well, growing up was definitely it was hip hop, Chicano rap. What else? Crunk. I listened to a lot of crunk music. That was what, like 2004 when Lil Jon first came out. So that was like, you know, in my experience of me owning music and going out to look for music, it was hip hop and crunk and like Chicano rap and all that stuff.
How did you come up with your artist name?
With my artist name, it's funny because I had a lot. I always was thinking uh that like what is my artist name? At first it was my full name for a while until I just had this click on my head and I was like I should call myself Drivr. And then there's a thing going on like in LA, like a lot of artists they take away some letters from their name. So I just took out the last E. But Drivr for me is because obviously my love for automotive sports. I used to drift cars, and I went to automotive school, and I was a diesel mechanic for a couple of years. So my world, I also was a truck driver. So I consider myself a professional driver, and I tied in my passion for automotive sports to my music, my other passion, and that was the big connection.
How do you handle mistakes during a performance?
Whoo! During the performance, the smile. I have learned that it is okay, and oftentimes people don't even know. They don't even know that I made a mistake. Like I'll get off stage, and they're telling me, "It's like great job, that was amazing." I was like, "Are you kidding me? I messed up here, here, and here," and they're like, "We don't know." So oftentimes play it off as like I planned that. Play it off like you planned it.
Have you ever been a DJ at a famous person's party?
I wouldn't say famous person's party. It was all mostly underground. I focus more on the underground scene here in LA.
One thing you like to change in the music industry?
Easy. That everything is free. That I don't think we should be paying for music, even though as an artist, it's if you dive fully into this, which is beautiful, it's an amazing journey because you get to create sounds you never heard before, and it's like you kind of never ever have to buy music if you make music. Um, but it's definitely the money because it takes away from the creativity when you're thinking about money. It's like, oh, will this song sell if you're making a song? Or where do I want to take my direction as an artist right now? And you're thinking because of money, not because of your heart or what you want to create. And oftentimes, money is like it's good and bad because you need to, as an artist, you need to provide for yourself. You need to pay for rent, buy your food, this and that. But if there was a way where artists could live, I'm not saying like a phenomenal, well, it depends on your perspective, like a life with a bunch of things, a big house, a lot of cars, but a comfortable life. something comfortable. If an artist could live a comfortable life without having to worry about selling their music, I think that would be great, because you can have a phenomenal life regardless whether you have money or not. But it comes down to the point of, can you buy yourself food at times, you know?
What do you do to make people listen to your music?
Mm. To the music I create personally.
Yeah.
Okay. That one I share with friends, and when I DJ. So one of my creative ways of putting my music out there, it was creating a podcast. And in the podcast, I got to interview artists, and I record my own stuff when I don't have a DJ that I'm interviewing. So I record my own DJ sets, and I throw in my music in there, and then I make like a minute clips from the set. I clip a minute from where my music is there, and I post that on Instagram, and I tag myself, and I put my track name. Um, but mostly it is Instagram and SoundCloud where I share my music.
All right. What is the average time you spend for making a mix for a set?
A DJ set, right?
Yes.
Well, it depends. One second. It depends. Okay. A DJ set for KZKA, it takes an hour. Because I have the Death Radio, which is me talking, introducing the tracks, talking about the artist. And the other one, which is Universe Drifters, where I interview people. So the one where I do for KZK, specifically for KZK, I jump on and I don't have a set list. I just play what I feel like and I read the track title. So it's an hour. If I am playing an event like a venue, or like a festival type or a house party, I'll probably take like an hour or two a day before, um, getting to know, okay, who's gonna be there, like what other artists are gonna be there, what's their sound, what do they sound like, let me cater something that fits, that blends with everything. And are we gonna be outdoors, are we gonna be indoors? I see all that, I envision myself there, and then it's like, what do I want to create there? So then I give myself like 2 hours to go through all my music, and I make like a big folder, probably like 40, 50 songs. And then when the day comes, I have that folder already of the vibe that I have created that I want to emit. And I go from that. I just pick and choose whichever one I feel like in the moment. And so roughly, depending on the time of the DJ set too, an hour plus the 2 hours of prep time. So 3 hours around there.
Uh, what do you do in your free time?
Free time. I would say, I don't know, like I'm discovering what that is right now, actually, in that stage of my life, because of working. Like I said, the whole money thing. I work a 9 to 5. Not only that, it was a family business, so it's way more than 9 to 5 at times, because you're there. It's 24/7, and then you squeeze in time for your music production and learning, expanding, getting out, networking, going to events. So the free time is spent on building your hustle, your business, your passion. And recently, I've made that bridge to my passion is my income. And even so, when I'm my free time, I like learning more about sound editing, what music theory. I can say like I'm a nerd. I love learning. So anything, I guess my free time, I learn other languages. I watch Netflix here and there to ground myself to earth, if that makes any sense. I watch shows or movies that have to do with people living in communities and stuff, because oftentimes I feel isolated. I feel that I'm on my own. I'm learning everything on my own. I'm learning like because I learned music production on my own, and music theory from what I remember from my adult age on my own from YouTube. And it's you're in a studio all day, so I feel like isolated from the world, and then to ground myself to say, okay, what is community? What is this? So I watch these shows where I have people, and 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 it's fun because I get to disconnect and do nothing and sit and watch. Um, Working out, if that considers free time, I love running. Um, and meeting people. Honestly, just being out at the beach, talking to people. Um, yeah.
What are some other hobbies that you have besides music and cars?
Hmm. Other hobbies. Running, going out for a run. I used to run high school track and cross country, and then right now before the whole pandemic thing, I was doing marathons and things like that. Um, Hobbies as well. Huh. Something I do with my hands, or I don't know. When your passion is something that people consider a hobby, it's um I would say learning languages, if that's a hobby. I love language learning.
What are your future goals for this year?
For this year, um, for starters, is moving somewhere outside of California. For my music, my personal artist career, it is to complete and release 2 albums on the label I am actually creating for myself. Um, and So release 2 albums, and I would like to play somewhere outside United States. Egypt will be cool. Uh, to play a DJ set in a different country, and get myself recognized as an artist throughout the world. I've been in LA only, so broaden my horizons. And then for my business that I created, Universe Creations, which is part of the podcast, what I like to create this year is I do interactive learning events every month, and I would love for that to expand to I don't know how many people, but the more people that could join, it's I think it will be best to be able to realize how your subconscious mind creates the reality you live in. So that's the message we share. Um, so expand that, and yeah, like I would say support as many people as possible in their transformational journey. I am a transformational trainer, certified in an organization, and I do life coaching as well. So for me, it's to help people realize they're greater than themselves and that they could create whatever it is that their heart desires, and I get to lead them there and show it that they don't really need me. It's all within.
Can you tell us how you have handled the quarantine as a musician?
Oh, creativity. It's as a musician, as an artist in any field, anybody. I think this is the optimal prime where I guess we get to shine because we're creative people, and we think outside the box. We create a box as musicians. We're creating songs. So this has definitely been something for me to step into that, and it's a test. I would say it's a test as well because it it requires you to ask real questions like why am I doing this, and it gets you to know what to let go and what to move forward in. That was a time where I quit my job. Actually, during the pandemic, I quit my 9 to 5, It's a family business where life will settle. It's a big business and I know everything about it. I could run it. Yet I chose to say goodbye. I'm done with this. I'm going to pursue my music. And financially, it was a big upside down. So for me, it's to be able to handle that. Especially, I've been in transformational trainings for 3 years, and they really help my mind understand that I get to come from source. I get to be the person that chooses my reality. Now, but what I say about that is this what I'm seeing? Is it good or bad? I decide. So I decide this is good, and the pandemic has been good through a perspective like that. So it's definitely mental toughness, as in trusting yourself and trusting that what you're doing is good and is going to create good ripples. So trusting myself, being like grounded, making time to be human. What I mean by that is by taking your shoes off and going to grass and stepping on grass with the palm of your hands touching the grass as well, and feeling the sun and taking deep breaths in, and remembering what you are, remembering that you are whole and complete, and it's the creative side, mental toughness of, okay, this happened, I get to shift this way to, I get to be creative. Okay, now I can't do events, I can't be a DJ. Okay, what can I do? I could live stream. Or I can't, live stream is not the best source. Okay, what can I do? What can I do now? And it's thinking, it's what's next. And then to me, it was like, okay, I like DJing because I like bringing people together and creating an experience. Well, what else can I do to bring people together? Or I could create a training where I could help them in a different way. So instead of creating these virtual DJ sets, I'm creating virtual interactive learnings. So I don't think this idea would have came without the pandemic. So it's a little bit of both of being like, what can I create in this world? And then going back to grounding yourself that I'm whole and complete. And I believe that's been the balance to my sanity throughout this pandemic, of taking action and remembering that I'm good. It's okay. I'm human, and you're good.
Can you tell us about the gear that you use in and out of the studio?
Well, for me, gear, it's pretty simple. I have a tower where actually I just got a laptop to replace the tower. But the reason I use the tower was because it's powerful. It could power up the software that I use to make music. And it's a Asus 16 gig RAM tower with the i7 processor. And I use FL Studio. And I use plugins from Native Instruments. It's called Complete 9. And that is pretty much how I make my music. I have an external source, which is a piano. It's a 25 key MIDI keyboard, which has pads and knobs where I could map to the software to move the plugins to whatever it is that I desire to move. So I don't have to be using my mouse and clicking and things. I could use knobs, and so that's really supportive. So now I got a laptop to replace the tower so I could be mobile and create music anywhere, which is another Asus, and it's a 32 gig i10 processor. So it can handle way more than the other one. So that's my studio. That's what I use to make music and produce. And to DJ, I have a CDJ 2000 Nexus, which is a Pioneer. And I have two of those, and a Allen and Heath Zone DB4 mixer, which is really, I would say it's a complicated mixer because coming from a Pioneer, there's way more knobs and it looks confusing. But it's a beautiful mixer because it has isolated effects to each channel. So it has 4 channels, and it's like having its own computer for each one, so you could isolate sound. And I use that in and out because it's in my studio, and I also use that when I go and DJ. I take it with me. And then I have a microphone, or two microphones, one for the mixer and one for the computer, which they're great, and they pick up all these little sounds. So I also have a guitar and a djembe, a hand drum, that I do take in and out of the studio. So that's pretty much it. I don't have much gear. It's all software and plugins where I create my music, and the DJ stuff. Well, I could DJ anywhere with the USB.
Are there any local artists that you would recommend?
Oh yeah, there's a lot. It depends on what genres you want to go into.
Any?
Okay. One that comes straight to mind is my buddy Harold Ovando. He is another artist. He makes strictly techno though, and it's melodic techno to be exact. So yeah, and he runs his own label. He has his own label, Optimal Sonis. And I actually had him on the podcast. He's a great dude. He makes phenomenal music. He comes from he used to be in a band, in a rock band, so he comes from that background of already composing music. So for him, it was easy, and then he makes these beautiful melodies, which is awesome. I have another buddy, Skonka. His name is Andy Lyon. His artist name is Skonka, and he makes house music, and it's like coming from local artists, like people like that are from here. He's from Bellflower. Like coming from people like that and hearing what they're making, I'm like, well, this is like world class. This is something that, people in Europe listen to. So it's cool to know people like that. But that's another artist. He's local as well. Another individual. He doesn't have much music out there, but his name is Joshua de la Cruz. And he DJs under that name as well. And he's a DJ, but I haven't really heard his music that he produces. But he's on that path. We're in communication, and yeah, he's another artist that I'll recommend that I know personally. There's a big list too. So,
Do you have any shout outs or any upcoming projects you wanted to promote?
Well, let's do the shout outs then. I gotta give a shout out to people that have helped me. Big shout out to Clubhouse Events, which is Brian Brutago and Julian Orozco. They were the first venue event promoters that I ever got to DJ, like in a live setting, and we're still good friends. So shout out to them. Dopamine Events Dance Movement, which is Vicky. I'm probably gonna butcher her last name. Raskanovas. Oh, I already butchered it. She's Russian. And Craig Williams. They run that, which is they cater to the recovery homes in anywhere, creating a space to have DJ events without drugs and alcohol being present. So it's a sober event, and I've got to create amazing events with them. So shout out to them for helping that vision go forward. And then to Araceli Gomez, she goes by Ara Gomez, and say Julian Duan. They have been my mentors in transformational life to get me out of depression, get me out of a scarcity mindset, and think about abundance and think about my own greatness. Obviously, my parents, my brothers, my sisters, Maria, Jorge Osorio, George. They've helped me along the way with everything I know with business, and then not only that, the love they give me, unconditional love. And for projects that I would like to promote, well, the interactive learning, which is the second Wednesday of every month, where at 7 p.m. Pacific time, it's free virtual event We have 5 instructors, and they are professionals in their business. Businesses like spiritual healing, meditation, how to breathe properly, quantum transformation, physical fitness, and soon to come yoga. And they come together in an interactive platform where the participants can participate and 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 share their knowledge and help people expand. And obviously, my podcast, Universe Drifters, you can find that on SoundCloud, Universe Drifters, and actually, U Drifters, UDRIFTERS, and you can find all my information there.
Alrighty then. Once again, thank you for listening to 101.5 KZK FM. For more content like this, please check out our website at kzk.org for program schedules and additional information. Thank you for your time.